So you would think, if I had this already, why didn't I already just create the labels? I don't know. Welcome back to Evie's Acres. I'm Evie, and in today's video, I'm going to share some of the behind the scenes changes that are going on, some of the challenges that we're dealing with, as well as opportunities and blessings, gratitude, things for which we're really grateful right now. And if you stay tuned to the end, I'll share with you a couple of updates that I think you're gonna like. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a different kind of video today. I have a lot going on right now, and I think at this point I want to just really fill you guys in on some opportunities and challenges that I'm dealing with at the moment. Yeah, first off, I just feel really behind in some things right now. One thing that I've been wanting to do for a couple of weeks now, and I'm just now doing, is to finish labeling. I need to finish labeling all of these raised beds. So, and there's the fourth one right there. I have labels for some of the squares, but not all of them. So I went ahead and still behind, but whatever. I went through my little handy dandy table that I created, and I put together this table of where I wanted everything to go, all the seeds, before I sowed them. So you would think, if I had this already, why didn't I already just create the labels? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't, but I had some, but I just didn't have all of them. So I'm gonna just start putting these out now. Oh, goodness gracious. It's cold out here. Well, it's not that cold, but it's chilly. So I'm gonna set these out. Let's see, I'll start with another thing that I realized. So this soil is obviously a bit dry. It needs to be rehydrated. And there's only one seedling that has come up so far in this area. It is an early golden acre cabbage. So I'm going to obviously water everything, but I'm going to also reseed this bed in particular, and possibly the one behind it or next to it as well. All right, so in this bed we have Georgia Southern collards, this quarter-book cabbage, and champion collards. Again, just one seedling there, and then one there. So I'm gonna sow some more seeds in there too. All right, this one, I think everything's actually already labeled in here. Yeah, this is all good. Okay, well, so that's done. Yay, finally. The next thing I need to do is go through and label all of these carrots that are in the green stalk. Some of them are, well, a couple of them are already labeled. So this cosmic purple, I know, is at the top. Again, these guys need some water. Ooh, but look at these leaves. That tells us that the carrots are growing really well. This is so good. I need to thin some of these out, because having these three together so close, they're not going to really develop fully. So yeah, I gotta go through and thin out the carrots. I know on the top of this green stalk is all arugula, and I think the rest are flowers, with the exception of this row, which I believe it's all onions. I just don't recall exactly which kind. What variety of onions do we have here? Yeah, at the bottom here we have some different flowers. So, And you guys, these tomato plants, I think they're on the verge of dying, but they just keep growing. And they're not ripening. Obviously, it's not warm enough anymore. So I just have to take those apart. But I love these sunflowers. They really brighten my day. Anytime I come out here, regardless of what I have to do, feed the chickens, which I know they're, yes, Friday, we hear you. Looking at those sunflowers brings me joy. Okay, so the other day I showed you how I put oil all over. Sorry, I'm not showing you the camera. Let me do this real quick. The other day I showed you I demonstrated putting linseed oil all over these. Sorry, I'm not fully recovered yet. I'm still ill. Anyway, I showed you how I covered all of these boards with linseed oil. And while I have yet to come back out here and actually set up the raised beds, I am really pleased to see both the coloring. Like, I love this sort of richer color to the pine boards. But I also love that despite some of the rain we've gotten, you can maybe see how the water is just sort of, bubbling up. It's not penetrating through. So it's working, it seems, which is great. All right, we got a bunch of radishes in the sky. This middle row, I put parsnips in here. I think I may have a couple of them growing, but again, and here's some more. I'm gonna have to reseed and also again rewater. This is getting quite dry. But all right, now here's where I wanted to just kind of have a little bit of a confessional. A couple things that are going on that are frankly stressing me out. All right. Well, let me start with more positive things. There in the distance, we got our first chip drop. Yay! Which is basically when you sign up on their website. It's, I think it's just chipdrop.com, but I'll put a link in the description so you can have access to that. Excuse me. If you go to their website and you, I think they have a place where you can check to see if they offer their service in your area by city and state or by zip code. What happens is you sign up for the service if you're interested in receiving a free drop of wood chips, or you can agree to receive wood chips and logs. And you can specify if there are certain species of trees you do or do not want to receive. I specify that I do not want to receive any cedar. And I believe this looks like a lot of pine to me. There's maybe some redwood in here, but in any case, what's interesting is I don't know if you can tell this on camera, you might be able to see a little bit of the steam already coming off of this. This stuff is already composting in place. And my goal with this is for my son and I to haul all of it over into the space where I want to just have a lot of just deep mulch composting over the winter, so that come spring we'll have even more space of fertile ground in which to plant things. Okay, so here's the big stressor here. You see a lot of red clay, right? Well, it's because I had to have a team come out here and grade the part of our property next to the house for the purpose of preparing this area for placement of a garage, which is super exciting, right? I went ahead and got the permit taken care of. The guys came out and estimated it would take a couple days to get this prepared. It's going to be a relatively small garage, more like a workshop, just a 20 by 20 structure. But I also wanted to have an extended area, sort of a pad for an extension to the cement pad, so that you know, my son would have an area where he could play, you know, basketball, maybe do a little pickleball, hang out with friends, whatever. Okay, well, they came out, estimated it would take a couple days to get it done, and about 8 days later, it took about 8 days in total for them to complete this job. They did a great job, but part of what delayed the process is the fact that they ran into some unexpected water lines. And due to those unexpected water lines, I guess one positive from my standpoint is that I got an additional faucet or water source out of it. This is pretty convenient. Hope to be able to leverage that more so over here. But they also confirmed that the water in the barn is now working. It just involved identifying that in addition to the water main that I have on one side, I'm on a corner lot, as you can see here, and they identified that on this road that you can see, there's an additional water main. Yeah, we don't use it. So, but they had water lines running from it, and I guess they were blocked, but then they were unblocked when the machines hit them. So there's that. And here we have another project that I hoped to finish last month. Frankly, it just time. But as you can probably guess, this is going to be another chicken tractor. It's designed to be bigger than the existing one that Freddie and his girls are in. It's also designed to have a few nesting boxes in it. So I am determined this weekend to complete this project. The most difficult, or I shouldn't even say difficult, but just most challenging part is really just getting the nesting box portion set up, because everything else is pretty straightforward. It's just a box with sides and a top, and it shouldn't take very long, but making the time to do it with everything else going on, it's been challenging. So I'll share more of that project as I work on it. And you probably noticed too, I've repositioned the chickens a little bit. The young ones are still in a smaller fencing area, but that's going to be changing soon. And the rabbit girls are right here. All three of their tractors have just a very light tarp on top of them, because we have had near freezing temperatures lately. And so to keep them from, especially the chickens, from getting frostbite, it's been helpful. They've all been quite comfortable, and it really does help. It has kept them very warm. So yeah, so we have this. Oh, so let me further explain. After they graded all of that area, or as they were grading it, they had to find a place to put the dirt. Obviously, they offered to haul it away for a fee, but I asked them to actually place it out here to even out some of this area, because you can still see there's a slight slope to it, but it used to be much more dramatic, especially going towards the shed. And this area, there's still a few areas, there are still a few spots here where there are dips in the ground, but most of those areas have been evened out thanks to the movement of all the dirt over here. So that's been great. Another thing I'm actually really happy about, and it just happened yesterday, is this fence line. The entire fence line has been cleared. I hired a team. They're the same team that helped clear my fence line the first time earlier this summer. And also they set up, they repaired the fencing along the front of our property. They did an awesome job. In about 4 hours or so, they were able to clear the entire fence line, both just all around the perimeter as well as the interior fence line. So that makes me very happy. And then also our neighbor came and mowed our pastures. The grass is clearly not that tall. It wasn't tall enough to, you know, for hay, but I'm so appreciative of my neighbors, my community, and people who are just helping to support us along this journey. I'm grateful for the fall season. I love autumn. It's my favorite season. I love the sound of leaves crunching under my feet as I walk. I like the cooler temperatures. I really do. I think it's really nice to be outside and get a little, I don't know, a little chill, but then be able to come inside, you know, a warm house and have a nice warm cup of tea or cider or coffee or whatever. The only thing I wish I had that I do not have at this point in time is a fireplace, because man, especially in the winter as a child, that was one of my favorite things, was when we would light the fireplace. Now in Charleston, South Carolina, where I grew up, it doesn't usually get that cold that you need to use a fireplace, but it can happen. It can get cold for, you know, a few weeks at a time to justify it. But yeah, those are some of my favorite memories. All right, one more confession. Woo, what a mess. Yeah, this needs to get cleaned out pronto. So, but it's on the list. Essentially, yeah, I think over the weekend, this will get cleared out. I will place pretty much all of this in compost. I wouldn't say this was a bust. I think this was a really good experiment. I figured out that I really don't like most green beans, most varieties. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, wow. Weren't you hiding in plain sight? Guys, this is a golden beet. Oh, man, this has been sitting here probably for quite a while. That's exciting though. I love beets. Are there other ones? Ooh, I see a couple more. Yes. Okay. Yay. So I got 2 tiny ones and 1 sort of regular standard size one. That's very exciting. Okay, cool. So when I harvest beets, I generally harvest the leaves and wash those, freeze them, and use them in smoothies. And then the beets I will cut up into small pieces and roast in the oven with other root vegetables. I'm excited for this. This is good. Yay! All right, so in spite of all these challenges, I am grateful for the beets. I am grateful that our fence line is cleared. I am grateful that some things are growing. I'm grateful that I still have time to actually re-sow some seeds and set up these other 2 raised beds to sow more seeds. I think that those 2 larger raised beds, the no tools ones, will include my turnips, rutabagas. Oh, I have my list, whatever, it's over there. But yes, more root vegetables. I'm excited that we got our first chip drop, and I'm excited that the garage is coming. It's just taking time. I kind of got distracted and didn't finish that explanation or that story, but basically, once we got all the grading done and everything was set up, we were ready to get the footers in and the cement pads and all that. Well, the guy who I initially planned to have do it bailed. And so last week I reached out to a few other companies, and I've received 2 quotes so far. I'm awaiting a 3rd quote tomorrow. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that we'll be able to get this taken care of within the next week to week and a half. My hope and my prayer is that we will have this garage installed by the end of this month, because in addition, well, yeah, so many things. So, there are a lot of projects that I want to do indoors during these upcoming winter months, and having the garage will make all the difference. I've already ordered the garage. They will not deliver it until I send them a picture of the cement pad to show that it is prepped and ready and meets their standards. So pray for me, you guys. Oh my goodness, so much going on. I mean, and that's just the half of it. Yeah, sometime in a future video we'll go in a bit more depth about some other things, but you know, I think this is good for now. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening. If you're watching this over the weekend, have a great weekend. But you know, take care of yourself, and until next time.